excuse the mess in the garage. I'm having a major sort out and a shift round to make it more usable. Tools are going to be getting, tool chests and stuff are going to be getting moved around, and just to make it a lot easier, I'm finding myself having to run between garages for spanners and stuff like that. It's just not working out. It's yeah, there's a bit of mess everywhere. But yeah, this video is going to be about the galvanising. I sent it. Dropped it off on Tuesday. Picked it up Thursday morning from Galvanise UK in Wakefield. Yeah, time-wise, can't complain about that whatsoever. It was cheap enough. It was £90 for basically everything. The cappings, all round. There's the windscreen surround, front bumper. They basically have a minimum charge. They charge by weight. So if I'd have took, I think it's something like up to 100 kilograms. It's just a minimum charge. This all weighed in at 39 kilograms or something like that. So I could have took twice as much, and it'd have still cost the same amount, in theory. Right, verdict on it. Yeah, some bits of it are absolutely perfect. Absolutely perfect. There's a couple of it you sometimes get big chunks of galv. I think their tank needs cleaning out or something. You get quite big chunks of galv in there that stick to it, and I'll show you around that in a minute. But a quick note: when you do, these bits are for the windscreen. Don't take anything in with a thread on it. I'll see if I can get that in focus. See how that there's virtually no. It fills all the threading, and I will try and clean that off as best I can and see if I can get that thread back, but it's basically just filled all the threading. I've got some spares of them. I kind of thought it would, but I thought I'd try it. You have to make sure that it is absolutely squeaky clean when it goes. If it's got heavy carbon build-up on there or really heavy rust, the dip tank doesn't always clean it off. And things like silicon and stuff like that, if you on the windscreen surround, any silicon that's around there, just get it all off, because their dip does not, the clean does not always get it all off. So you need to make sure you get it off first, because if you can see them little black spots there, that was where it was quite heavily corroded, and I thought that their dip would get rid of all corrosion. You know, you've seen videos or where they've dipped car shells and it basically strips away everything that isn't solid steel. But their dip's not like that. It's not as strong as that. So it's just, I don't know if it's just like an etching dip or something like that. So, but yeah. So make sure everything's proper squeaky clean first. Right. What I'll do. Wait there a second. See if I can get that in shot. I'll stand back far enough. See, it comes back, it's lovely and shiny, but see bits like that, it's not so bad on there, but you do get, I mean, I know Land Rover, if you look at the original Land Rover galvanised stuff, you get little bits like that on it anyway, bits of chunks on it and stuff like that, and this has come up alright, but you can see there was a bit of silicon there, so it's not the end of the world, because that's the top. Nobody's ever going to see it, but it's still got the original galvanising underneath, so it's not like it's not protected or anything like that. But overall quality on there, it's not too bad at all. I can live with that. It's the problem is really sort of limited. I don't know if it's just this part of the country or what. Seems to be really limited on companies, galvanising companies, because there isn't that many galvanising companies out there. I've got literally less than a mile away, I've got the biggest galvanising company in the UK, but they won't touch automotive parts or just general public parts or anything like that. They do your big steelworks, they used to, but they won't do it anymore. Too many problems, people complaining, warpage and stuff like that. But yeah, we don't. They won't touch anything automotive. They did last year. They would do last year, but this year now they won't. So right, I'll get you off the stand and I'll give you a quick walk around. Press the stop button, it might help. Right, so first up, it looks pretty bloody good, but as you can see here, I don't know if can you see the filing marks? That's because it's had a big chunk of galv on it like that, and all the guy's done is gone at it with a file and took it off. It's not horrendously bad. There's a couple of marks, a bit there and a bit there. I don't think he realised what they sort of were, you know what I mean? I didn't think he realised how much it mattered, so I do think that piece will be going back. And you can see there's a couple of little spots, but I've seen original galvanising on Land Rovers with that. The corner's perfect, that's all great, nothing to complain on there at all. Yeah, a few little minor imperfections, but nothing that's the end of the world on there. But then this bit that comes all the way along, you see it's all shiny, 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 and then you get that. I'm not sure what that's all about. Once it's weathered in, you'll not be able to see that. It'll not make any difference, but yeah, not 100% on that. You do have to, I've still got these holes to drill out, you have to re-drill all the holes, because it fills it with galv. It's not hard or anything like that, you drill but it goes straight through it, but it's got to be done. Yeah, not 100% sure on the finish of that. I'll see what I can do about it. I've got some more bits that want galvanising, so if I have to send it back to be re-galved, it's not the end of the world, it's not really going to cost me any extra or anything like that. But what I'd probably have to do first is blast it, I think, you know, to get rid of all this, because their dip won't take the galvanise off, all it does is clean it. Bumper has come up mint, I've got to say, absolutely, it's just like brand new, absolutely brand new. And then I'm sure, top of my head, around £100 for a bumper, 80 to £100 or something like that. £90 for everything galvanised all in. Well worth it, well worth it. So yeah, all in all, it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. There's nothing that apart from that there's nothing really that I might try and sand that back a little bit, see if I can just smooth that out with some really fine sandpaper and polish it up again. If I can, I'll be happy. From a distance you can't even see it, it's only when you're up close. You can get galvanising spray, and that's what he did, that's what sort of fooled me to start with, is he'd done that and then he'd just give it a quick blast over with some of that, which is good. That's good for bits that you can't get galvanised or bits that are just out of sight. But it's duller. But we'll see. Yeah, as you get up close, you can start seeing it. It's not the end of the world at all. It probably looks worse on camera actually than what it does in real life. Twice as bad on camera. But yeah, would I use them again? Yeah. One main reason I'd use them again is the only place I can find within travelling distance that bloody do it. It's an absolute nightmare. They do chassis as well, but you have to get, they don't do any shot blasting or anything like that. You have to have it shot blasted and properly cleaned. So there's basically no corrosion on there whatsoever. And he said it's around $350 plus VAT to have shot blasting, $350 plus VAT to have your chassis galvanised. But they do absolute minimal prep. They clean it and that's it. So all rust has to come off. I don't know what it'd cost you to get a chassis blasted nowadays. I haven't had it done for quite a while. You're probably looking at a couple £100. But yeah, bulkheads. I didn't ask him about bulkheads. Bulkheads are a bit of a tricky thing for getting galvanised. You can buy galvanised bulkheads, so it can be done, but it's tricky because what you probably have to do is build a frame to put it on to stop it from warping with the heat. The heat's quite substantial when they're hot dip galvanising, and I've heard stories of bulkheads coming back, absolute pristine bulkheads going to get galvanised, coming back twisted and warped and basically totally written off, never to be used again. So yeah, that's I don't know. It's you do that at your own risk, I think. Right, I'm going to try and keep this video short. I don't think there's much else to mention on there, really. Yeah, looks good. Looks good. Like I said, the screen surrounds come up more or less perfect. A couple of small little imperfections, but that you expect it. So, them bits there, that's it's not actually fastened on that. Oh, it's got one rivet holding it down. They do just chip off. They will knock off. Like you can see, I'll just pull that off with my finger. So it's little bits like that on, which is because it was what it was. There was only a tiny little bit. There was a tiny little bit smaller than that one on there. And I just said, will that just chip off? And he says, oh, just give it here. I'll go and see the guys, the loading guy. And he came back with it like that. If he'd just literally just chipped it off, it'd have been perfect. But, right, you can get all the smaller bits I've got down here. They will do smaller bits, you know what I mean. And as a rule, I speak to the guy about what sort of things would survive it, and he pretty much said if it's already been galvanised before and it's not corroded through super thin, usually it will survive. So yeah, bits like that you've got no problems. It's good fixed steel. It's not gonna warp at all. So yeah, so there you have it. It's yeah, don't do threaded bits. I'll try and clean that up, try and see if I can get a tap on there or something to try and clean the thread out. I tried it with a wire wheel didn't even touch it. So yeah, I'm reasonably happy with it. A couple of little imperfections, nothing major, nothing that would sort of detract from the vehicle. So and nothing I didn't expect. But yeah, my advice would be though, because they have a minimum charges, take as much as you possibly can to get galvanised, which I wish I'd kind of done. Because these bits like the door checks and stuff like that could have all been galvanised. And basically anything, even the pedal boxes, you know what I mean? You could have taken them and got all them done. They're not keen on doing really thin sheet metal stuff because again, warpage. So you sort of do that at your own risk. But yeah, anything that. I mean that's a bit off the front grille. I think it's like I can't remember what it does. It protects the horn or something around there. I can't remember. That would be fine. That'd be fine. That'd survive. But anything thinner than that, that's probably 2 mil thick, mil and a half thick or something. That'd probably survive, no problems. But you'd have to completely clean it, get all the rust off first. Little bits like that. Next time I go there, I will literally take everything I've got, because I've got a couple of Land Rovers, that's been completely stripped over the years, and I've still got all the parts. So I'll take everything and get it all done in one go. Now I know that they're all right. You know what I mean? I didn't want to take everything, you know, have it come back naked. So yeah. Right. As always, guys, don't forget like, subscribe. Thanks very much for watching. I've had quite a few comments, nice comments, people saying, oh yeah, thanks for doing the videos and all that lot. You're welcome. I like helping people out, and like I've said before in videos, because of the pandemic and everything, and everything locked down, you can't. This is the only way you can help people out. It's the only way you can with social distancing and me having to work from home now, it's it's the only thing you can do really. It's not costing me anything other than a bit of time. I talk to myself all day long anyway. So yeah, you're very welcome. Any particular bits you want to see, anything you want sort of walking through or talking through or anything like that, any problems you're stuck on and you think I might be able to help, comment or message me on Instagram or something like that, and I'll try and do a video on it. Yeah, there's no worries whatsoever. Right, I'm going to stop rambling on. I'll see you soon. Thanks guys.